Well, believe it or not, the iPhone 12 could actually end up coming back in a very, very interesting way. So if you all remember, the iPhone 12 was one of those iPhones that essentially came out back in 2020 and was a pretty good iPhone. I definitely do think this was a fairly impactful iPhone, at least from the exterior and the body. But the craziest thing is that this iPhone and some of the things that it brought could actually end up coming back with the next generation iPhone 16. So with the iPhone 16s, these are basically going to be the next generation of devices. But if you kind of remember with the iPhone 15s, 14s, 13s, pretty much ever since past the iPhone 12, every single iPhone for the most part has basically had some sort of diagonal camera setup on the back. Ever since the iPhone 10, we've had the top and down camera, so the wide and telephoto lens at the top and the bottom. Now with the iPhone 13s, and ever since then, we've had a diagonal camera setup on the back, which I think was actually pretty cool. I think this was a very big design change coming from the previous generations. I think it was a really cool thing for Apple to kind of do there. However, funny enough, this kind of brings us to a very interesting leak and a change. It looks like the iPhone 16 may actually end up bringing back the iPhone 12's kind of camera. So from the design leaks and changes that we've seen, it looks like that the iPhone 16 on the back is going to have an up and down type of camera layout. What's also funny is that iPhone 12 Pro camera, and ever since, the Pro camera, it's had that triple camera setup on the back with like a diagonal kind of approach. It looks like these particular iPhones are actually going to end up bringing this type of top-down camera, so it's going to be a triple camera setup from the top to the bottom. Very interesting thing that Apple's going to be doing here as well. I'm not really too sure what that means for, the other iPhones that have came out, if they're going to make like another iPhone with the iPhone 17 with a diagonal camera. But what this means right now is that for the most part, the iPhone 16 is going to have that wide and ultra-wide camera that's going to be top and down rather than diagonal. Now, what does this mean for the next generation of iPhones? I'm pretty sure Apple, at least for the next 3 generations, is going to keep that same type of iPhone layout where it's going to be top and bottom. I don't think they're going to keep that diagonal anymore. I think it's definitely going to be top and bottom. I think it's going to be a very, very smart thing for Apple to do because they have to make design changes from the previous generations. They can't just keep going through and keep giving us that same type of design language. They've already given all the iPhones dynamic islands. Really, the only thing they can do for the most part is decreasing the size of the dynamic island, maybe changing the exterior, feeling of the phone somehow, but then also making a 90 Hz refresh rate or 120 Hz on the base models, something along those lines. And we already have USB-C on the main iPhones right now too. So take it as you will, but in a way, the iPhone 16 is actually going to end up bringing back the iPhone 12 somehow. I think it's definitely going to be a very, very interesting thing that Apple's going to be doing. So that pretty much covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.